Good day to Professor Dr. Ma'aruf. I am T. Mei Jun with number matric S55266. This is my group member and we would like to present food product regarding yogurt. Introduction. The semi-fluid fermented milk dish known as yogurt, also brightened yogurt, yolk or yogurt has a smooth texture and a somewhat sour flavor due to the presence of lactic acid. With starter cultures comprising Streptococcus, Thermophilus, and Lactobacillus bulgaricus, yogurt is a classic fermented dairy product that has achieved considerable market acceptance as a nutritious food. The physical characteristic, chemical composition, and microbial flora are all tentative measures that can be used to evaluate quality of the yogurt.
For product characteristics of yogurt, yogurt refers to a product made from milk that has a gel structure created by the coagulation of the milk proteins as a result of the lactic acid secreted by specific species of bacterial cultures. Traditional methods of making yogurt involve spontaneously letting milk ferment at a temperature of 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. The fermentation process in modern yogurt is carried out by using materials such as milk, milk powder, sugar, fruits, flavors, colorings, emulsifiers, stabilizers, and specialized pure cultures of lactic acid bacteria. The distinctive flavor and scent of the yogurt comes from the fermentation of lactose, glucose, and galactose, which are sugar found in milk. Yogurt in the market are differentiated into set-type yogurt, stirred yogurt, and strained yogurt. This is the complete process of the flow diagram for yogurt. First is the receiving of raw milk. Then the milk is filtered, stored. Then the milk is centrifuged and pasteurized. After that, standardization of fat and solids. Then the milk is homogenized, pasteurized, and inoculate and mixing of milk. Then, for set-type yogurt, the yogurt is packaged, incubate in pot, and then it's cooled. For the stirred-type yogurt, the yogurt is incubated, cooled, inline mixing, and packaged. Then, for strained yogurt, the yogurt is incubate, heat, centrifuge, cool, standardization, and package. Then, all the finished product is quarantined and sent to the retailers through logistics.
Next, process step for quality control activity. Receiving of raw milk. As a QC, need to check the COA, free of debris and sediment. Check color of raw milk. Check temperature of receiving raw milk. Action to control is to ensure the temperature of the incoming raw milk is 4 degrees Celsius and normal color of raw milk should be checked. Purification of raw milk. Visual inspection to check the residual sediment left in the milk. Filtering can remove the foreign bodies such as dirt and clothes. Storage of raw milk. Check the temperature of storage and check the color of the raw milk. Action to control is to ensure the storage temperature of raw milk is between 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. Reject abnormal color of milk. Call a technician to repair if the freezer has a problem. Pest control is needed. Centrifugation process. Unbalanced centrifugal rotates. Mechanical failure. Control rotation speed and time. Action to control is check the machine. Call a technician to repair if it has a problem. Standardization process. As a QC, need to check the fat content. Ensure the milk consists at least 4.5% fat and 8.5% of the solid, not the fat. Reject the product if it is failed to standardize. Next is homogenization process. Control the time, temperature, and speed of the homogenizer. Check the dirt and equipment by visual inspection. Check the homogenized milk by visual inspection to make sure the milk is well homogenized to avoid the cream rising on the top of the milk. Action to control is to ensure the time, temperature, and the speed follow the specific requirement. Make sure there is no dirt on the equipment. Call a technician to repair if the equipment has a problem. Pasteurization process. Check the pasteurization temperature on the pasteurizer. Make sure the machine is clean and free from the debris. Heat the milk to 85 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes or 95 degrees Celsius for up to 5 minutes.
So for the process inoculation, we need to control the incubation temperature and conduct under a sterile environment. So we need to make sure 2% of starter culture grows properly at 40 to 45 degrees Celsius and sterile the inoculation loop before using. For the process incubation, we need to control and check the incubation temperature to make sure to follow the specific temperature at 40 to 45 degrees Celsius for incubation. For the heating process, we need to control and check the temperature with a thermometer. The temperature control at around 60 degrees Celsius to avoid overheating that can cause curling. For the process centrifugation, we need to check the machine and control the rotation speed. For the surplus is removed from coagulant and make sure the rotation speed is maintained. For the cooling process, we need to control and check the temperature. We need to cool the product to a temperature of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. For the stirring and cooling process, we need to control and check the cooling temperature by thermometer. So we need to cool the product to a temperature of about 10 degrees Celsius. For the packaging, we need to visual checking the dirt of packaging. So we need to undergo process control and sterilize and dry the packaging before filling the yogurt. For the storage of yogurt, we need to check the storage temperature. So we need to store the product in a tightly sealed container at a temperature of 0 to 6 degrees Celsius and call a technician to repair if the freezer has a problem.
The quality problem when receiving of raw material to avoid the ingredients that include the rancid or multi-disinfected milk. And next, milk that contain antibiotic and sanitizing chemical residues. Okay, next, quality problem is filtration of raw milk. It will pass through the food chain or during the transportation and storage. It is heavy metals, lead, and mycotoxins, aflatoxin, and I. It can be also contaminated by airborne pathogens. Okay, next one is the storage of starter culture. When improper condition occur when the microbial growth cause contamination of inoculated milk and inhibit the milk in fermentation and coagulation. The next quality problem when pasteurizing is about improper temperature that cause survival of hazardous microbes and undesirable yogurt consistency. For the next one, packaging is the presence of foreign particles within the body of yogurt packaging and poor compatibility of sealing lid and packaging material. And the last one, when storing, improper storage condition can cause growth of thermotolerant bacteria and undesirable acidity and viscosity of yogurt. For the troubleshooting of transmissibility system, the quality of the yogurt may be affected in terms of color, texture, and sensory properties. So this is probably caused by the raw material reception and storage. Test procedures on testing of raw materials, finished products, and in-process tests will be done by QA management system. Besides, the assessment control of incoming raw milk should be done within 4 hours from receiving if temperature is below 4 degrees Celsius. Receiving plants need to inspect the milk for any color or debris defect before accepting. Automated working methods are required to establish. Fully approved procedures should be developed, and all department and personnel should be aware of current versions of procedures to ensure all procedural of non-conformity requirements are resolved. The next one is cross-contamination or microbial contamination during the yogurt processing. So this is due to the use of poor ingredients or improper processing methods. Thus, the quality assurance system (QA) should ensure the yogurt is produced in a safety way during processing. It is also may caused by the logistic, where the vibration and sharp movement during transportation will damage its quality that lead to contamination. Milk run logistic can be applied to transport the raw materials from different suppliers to the single final destination to ensure the continuous quality improvement and reduce the inventory level by making just-in-time delivery.
So I'll be continuing from the previous presenter. So the most common defect is the tartness of the yogurt. So it is caused by the acidity level of yogurt during fermentations. The bacteria cultures cause the milk lactose to make lactic acid, which lower the pH of the yogurt. So temperature is the key of the factor in all these processes, resulting in lower acidity level. A high fermentation rate means that the yogurt is becoming more acidity faster, which is caused by the high temperature. So to overcome these problems, the temperature of each process must be within the standard range specified to avoid the producing to done products. So furthermore, to assure the proper pH acidity, pH measurement can be used to measure the pH level of the product during the process. So as for the last defect, which is the water separation of wheat and curd, the cause is the milk composition. The total amount of solids in the base milk largely determine the physical characteristic of the finish of the product. So the higher amounts of protein can prevent the water separation of wheat. So another cause is the temperature of incubations. So the water holding capacity of yogurt increase initially with an increase in fermentation temperature and decrease. So the yogurt ability to hold water significantly decrease as the temperature increases. So to tackle these problems, the incubation temperature must be within the range and the milk composition must meet the standard required by the yogurts. So if the milk does not meet the requirements, it will be rejected during the raw material receiving process. Thank you.
Last conclusion: implementing quality assurance so that Malaysia's food production sector must continue to be stable enough to compete internationally. Second, give the buyer confidence in the product's high quality, safety, dependability. Third, total quality management, TQM program hazard analysis, critical control point has a CCP system, good manufacturing practice, GMP for food, good hygiene practice, GHP and ISO 9001 are utilized and embraced on the global scale. For instance, ISO 9001 system places a strong emphasis on customer focus. And last, encompass ongoing quality improvement, record keeping, reporting, problem identification, and problem solving. That's all from us. Thank you.